My name is Chris Principe. I'm the publisher of Financial IT, and I'm really pleased to bring a special guest to you. I have Abby from Bank of America. Hi, Abby. How are you?
Hey, Chris. Good. Thank you.
Great. Abby, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Bank of America.
Yeah, sure. So this is my first Sibos, which is really exciting. And my role at Bank of America is I'm a CashPro Product Executive. And my team is focused on digitizing the service experience. So we're thinking of all the ways that we can help our corporate, commercial, and financial institution clients find information faster, get answers quick, and move on with the rest of their day.
You know, it's interesting, and I'm a little familiar with CashPro from the years, but when you talk about the self-service model, I think it's just assumed that that's for small business.
So that is a common misconception, actually, and that is something that even surprised us. So when we set out on this journey, this was a couple years ago, and we weren't really sure how it would be received. At the end of the day, our clients love the coverage team that is there to help them and knows their business. But we really think of this as high tech meeting high touch. And so it's all about time savings. So even our largest companies that bank with us and use CashPro have found that the self-service features that we've deployed have been super helpful in giving time back to their teams. We found that clients at all sizes, all industries, are taking on more and more responsibilities, but they have less bandwidth to get it done, right? They're not adding to staff. And so this is where we really come in and help them, find their transaction details, get answers through CashPro Chat, for example, and really allow them to get back to doing more complex activities.
And the way you explain that really makes sense to me, because I could understand large corporates with bigger staffs really being able to get some efficiencies here. While still on the small corporate side, they do need a lot of help and assistance.
That's right. And I think at the end of the day, even if we pick on CashPro Chat, so we're leveraging the same AI technology as our consumer bank with Erica, and we brought it into CashPro, but we have a live service team on the back end, right? So we lead with the technology, and roughly 43% of the time, we're able to answer the client's question without having to bring a live service teammate in. So at the end of the day, if the inquiry or the issue is more complex, we have someone there to go ahead and help them. But we don't necessarily need a live, service teammate to help with a password reset or retrieving a statement or finding the details of a wire that settled a few days ago. You can go ahead and get that information through the CashPro Chat technology.
What kind of challenges are you coming across?
Well, I think, we still get questions occasionally about, security and, how do I know that using CashPro Chat is secure? And so we talk a lot about when you're signing into the CashPro platform with your credentials, right? It knows who you are. It knows what you're entitled to see. And so the responses that CashPro Chat is giving, are specific to you as the user, right? And so we're not giving you someone else's information, and we're not, coming up with, made up responses. It's based on your data, your entitlements. And so I think that kind of reassures people. I think the fact too that we're using proven technology with Erica, right? That's award-winning in the consumer space. I think that's really helped too our case to say, hey, this works for consumers, this works for corporates. And so, clients have been able to wrap their head around that, which has been exciting.
We're here at Sibos.
Yeah.
Right? And Swift puts a great event on, and a lot of it is about what's new, what's innovative. So what is the future for Bank of America in your space?
Yeah, I think, listen, if I think about, digitizing the service experience, which is what I'm focused on, another area that my team's also focused on is the API channel. And a lot of what we've built so far has been in CashPro Online, which is the desktop version, or in the mobile app even. But the next natural step is how do we extend these features to our clients via API? And I'm actually speaking on Thursday on that very topic. And so how do we think beyond just payments and reporting? That's kind of the first step with API. But once you get all the payment rails and once you have all the reporting types, how do you bring the rest of the banking relationship to the clients, where they want to see it? So that's really where we're focused as the next step.
It's interesting that you bring up APIs because there's been very little talk about it here, right? And it doesn't make sense because everything needs to connect.
That's where we're moving, right? A more connected world. And I think no one's saying don't use file or host to host. You can still do all of that, right? We have 4 different channels for CashPro, and we tell our clients use CashPro the way you want it, right? The way it makes sense for you. So we have many clients that use, 3 or even all 4 channels. And so the way you want to send payments may be different than the way you want to receive the data or the reporting, for example. So, on the CashPro side and at Bank of America, we don't tell clients how to access the bank. We want to give them choice. And I think that's what we're seeing is more and more, not just corporates, but even financial institutions having an interest in, maybe APIs is where we need to move, right? We want to be in a single TMS. We don't want to be signing into 6 or 7 different banking portals. How do we consolidate and make it easier? Again, going back to time savings, make it more efficient for our teammates.
I'll tell you, the future sounds really bright. Bank of America certainly is leading in this space tremendously. And we at Financial IT are really pleased to have had you today, Abby.
Chris, thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it.